Welcome to UMR. My name is Mark, somewhere in there, and I'll be reviewing the first 4 episodes of HBO's The Night Of. The Night Of is a 8-episode miniseries that I've now the first half has come out, so 4 episodes. I've been watching this since the beginning. I just haven't really had a chance to do the reviews, and then I missed doing the first one, and then I watched the second one. I've been really loving this, and then I finally am like, you know what? After I didn't do a review for the third one, I'm like, I'll wait until the fourth one, and I'll do just the first half. God, so I'm going to be doing 2 reviews. Alright, I'm going to review Night Of. God. Alright, let's break this down. So this is the first 4 episodes, so I'm going to move a little more in the middle of the screen. I'm going to take a drink of my beer. The way I do this is I've never done 4 episodes at once, I don't think, unless it's a Netflix show, so I'm going to try to break them down because this show I'm not going to do them all in lump, but I might start to mix up because it's been a while since I've watched them all, and some of the later episodes have been kind of run together, which I'll get to, but this is it. If you haven't seen this, don't watch this show. I'll tell you how I feel about it right now, super quick, but besides that, don't watch this review unless you don't care about spoilers. Because this is going to be extremely, extremely spoiler heavy. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses, I don't know, man. It's kind of bright in here, and it's the summer, and I don't know. Fuck off. Alright, so I'm going to tell you how I feel about this right now. And this is out of 5. I love this show, and if you want to know whether or not it's good, go watch the first 4 episodes. Pick up HBO now, and watch it. It's fucking amazing. Okay, if you don't care about spoilers, let's get this going. And I'll give you my numbers per episode of how I feel out of 5. Let's do that. I'm winging this. Alright, let's do that. So what I think about the first episode. So this is spoiler heavy. This show is good. Watch it. Leave. Go watch it. You're still here? Sweet. What do I think of the first episode? It started off slow. I wasn't sure if I was in. Took a couple minutes. Riz Ahmed should have got nominated for Best Supporting Actor 2 years ago when he was in Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler should have got Academy praise. Nightcrawler was super good, and Riz Ahmed was just as good as Jake Gyllenhaal in this, and it was Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance. I don't mind Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor. I've always liked him. He transformed into his Nightcrawler character, and Riz Ahmed was phenomenal. It was like his first time out, and he's going to be in a Star Wars movie. Yes, he's going to be in Rogue One. I'm so pumped. And how is he in this? He seemed like he was playing the same character right away. And I noticed he wasn't. I noticed pretty quick he wasn't. He's super subtle in the first episode, and the first episode builds so slowly but beautifully. I'm not saying slowly as a negative. I'm just saying it takes a bit. And you're trying to wonder what's happening. And you're trying to wonder what's going on. And on and on and on and on. And then the girl walks into the cab. And you're like, okay. And the way that this is directed. And I'm going to remember the guy's name in a second. But the way that this is so meticulously directed. It's just fucking great. The first episode is. If you haven't seen anything about it. And I sure hope you didn't. I didn't watch much trailers for this. I had no idea what this was about. And when he goes and gets her beer, and then they go to the beach, even though there isn't a beach, and then they go back to her place, and she starts feeding him drugs, I'm really like, where the fuck is this going? I know it had something to do with law, and I know John Turturro's going to come in, but where is it going? And then when he wakes up that next day, and she's slaughtered, I was like, okay. That's why I'm here. That's what this is about. Alright, I get it now. And then from there, every single mistake he makes of picking the knife up, of touching her, he just had sex with her on a condom. All these goddamn, it's just, I gotta look up the director's name because now it's killing me. Really sorry because I have to say, Steven Zillian and James March, I believe Zalian, whatever. He directed a lot of these, And it's both these guys kind of had a lot to do with it, and he's mostly a writer. He was a writer on a lot of stuff. He has an eye for this kind of slow-paced, beautifully building up. This isn't a fun show. It just isn't. It's less fun than Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had a lot more fun going on. So every mistake he made, I'm just fucking screaming at my phone because I'm watching it in HBO now, yelling at it because he's fucking up so bad. And now if I talk about this entire show this slow, I just had to bring up how great this first episode is. Because this first episode built, and the way they introduced John Turturro, and how slow that first day, that first night when he's in the police station, the parents don't find out about it, and the way they introduced John Turturro, and John Turturro doesn't know he's a murderer. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to break down everything that happened. Everything I'm bringing up, it was so amazingly paced, and I loved every second of it. And then the way this episode ends with his parents knowing and him like, the dad's like, all right, I gotta get to the police station and the cab is gone. It's so symbolic, it's so beautiful of just like, okay, my kid isn't my kid right now. Like, he took the car without asking, the car's gone. What world am I in? What life am I in? What the hell? Now I'm gonna start speeding through, but yeah, the first episode with how slow-paced it is just awesome. Now, I'm going to look up one more name because he's so good. Here's someone I have to bring up. Xavier Cradu. Oh, shit. All right, I'm taking off my glasses because I can't look at the phone right now, and I'm doing a really bad job of giving a review. I gotta really find out this guy's name before I... There you go, Michael Keith Williams. Alright, Michael Keith Williams. I remembered. Alright, moving on. I didn't remember, I looked it up. So, I'm not gonna keep going beat for beat. This just, bringing in Michael Keith Williams once he goes to the... Keith Richards, that's why I did that. Once he goes to jail, and... let's just talk about jail right now, and then I'll move on to John Turturro's character. Because I got a lot to talk about with him, too. And then let's talk about his family as well, and then that's it. So, Michael Keith Williams' character, I'm forgetting the guy's name right now, he played Omar Little in The Wire. He's the, guy who's kind of the kingpin of the prison. I love this character because I have no idea what his game is. And, And he's helpful, but at the same time, he's reminding you why he's a cold motherfucker, and he's just so cool. And that's weird. Prison guys should be cool, but he's like fucking the guards, he's got the guards working with him. He's a cool motherfucker. And Rez Ahmed's way, or Nas, the character's name Nazir, Nas, the way he's like trying to be strong, but at the same time needs help, and even after he's already told this guy, like, no, I don't need your help, and the guy still, and it's when he had to go to his trial, I believe episode 4, and he's like, here, you're supposed to wear this blue prison jumpsuit, and then he goes and does it, then he's like, does it anyways, and then afterwards he goes, dude, why'd you help me out? Oranges for violent criminals. He helped him so much, and he hasn't had a reason yet, and I'm so perplexed to find out what his game is. Now, moving on, also in prison with Nas's character in prison, the fucking guy sitting next to him who, like, this was another mindfuck when he's talking about, like, oh, yeah, you remind me so much of this dude who, you know, fucking why I'm in here. No, first he's like, I know I'm not supposed to ask this, but why are you in here? And the guy's like, I tried to shoot this guy who raped my niece, or fucked up my niece and killed her or whatever, and he got off really light, and I ran into him in the club, and he was just acting like any normal guy, and I was going to shoot him, but I shot somebody else. I was like, okay, alright, that's weird that he likes Nas because of this. And then he goes, you want to see a picture? And then he gives her a picture of her after she was dead. Gives him a picture of her after he was dead. She was dead. That's not a pronoun. Gives Nas a picture of her after she was dead. I was like, what? he carries around this side character. He's a side character right now. And that showed so much of this side character about how much he thinks about her. He carries around a picture of her after she was brutalized. She is constantly on his mind, and not her as his niece growing up. No, as the victim. I carry this victim. It runs my hate and it fuels my entire life. And that's why when he throws the fucking acid at Nas's face a couple scenes later, after Nas, is getting out of manslaughter or making a deal for manslaughter, which we'll get to, I bought it. I bought that this guy would be that irrational because of this little thing we saw, this little scene that taught us so much about him, that he just carries all this hate with him. Oh, this show is good. This is a good show. Okay, then let's go to John, and then I'll get to the trial. So, John Turturro's character, I believe, John Stone, everyone just calls him John. Also very complex. I think one little negative, I don't know why we keep seeing so much about his feet. we don't need to see him with his feet all the time. I understand that it explains the character, but really, constant with the feet, and then him going to the support groups, it does really show a lot about the character. But John Turturro is so good, period. John Turturro is an extremely underrated actor, and he needs something like this, and he needs his wrestler. He needs his movie that reminds us that this guy who usually does side stuff is this good. So he's super good, and we don't need so much about the feet thing, but the way he's constantly working even before he got paid and after he got off the case, he's still just trying to help Nas. You don't understand. I don't understand his character yet, but I love his character, but he's still very complex. I want to know his motivation. I want to know why he wants to help Nas so much. I still don't get it, especially since he's kind of like a shit hack lawyer, and that's what everyone keeps calling him. And he's not really... I don't understand a lot of his plays right away, I don't want to hear your story. Are you fucking serious? That guy should have told the detective his story immediately. Everyone should have heard that story because it was a giant misunderstanding. Him just no. Let's treat this like you're guilty. Fuck it. That bugged the shit out of me. But all that being said, him buying clothes for him and him trying to really work for him even after or before he even got payment and after he got kicked out, I really like. Now him getting this hooker off and then immediately buying her and then banging her, I loved it. That was really good. I could have gone without seeing a John Turturro sex scene for my entire life. I could have gone without seeing a John Turturro sex scene, but it was good. It really built up the character. And then her in the bathroom, seeing anti-itch stuff and seeing Crisco, she was what the fuck? That's some dark, good humor in this. So maybe I was lying about the not fun. So let's talk about his parents. His parents are also stealing a lot of the scenes in these actors, and I don't know their names right now. Maybe I will for the next 4 episodes, because trust me, I'll be reviewing them. I don't care if nobody watches this. I'll be reviewing the next 4 episodes. His parents picked up these characters so well. They're acting, and they're so quiet. And full disclosure about my life, I work at a factory, and I work with a lot of, and I know that Pakistani is not the same as every foreigner, but I work with a lot of people from Africa, Somalia and places like that, and the way that they just treat our culture, of how they're not disrespectful, they're not wrong, but they just grew up in a different culture, and the way they slightly just don't understand things. They're still 100% capable people, but they just haven't lived in the culture as much as we have, and they don't go to the right police stations, and they just call them, can't we do this, It was so spot on, and this is exactly, I find these characters the most stereotypical, yet not, but 100% on, and not in any way disrespectful. And that's a very powerful thing. When we're dealing with race as heavy as this show is, you can't just ignore these Pakistan-born Americans. you can't ignore where they're from or anything like that, but at the same time, you don't want to be disrespectful, and that's exactly what this is pulling off, and I love it, and I have to applaud the fact that these characters I 100% buy are real people, even though they're not, but I would buy it. So then they go to a different lawyer, and I would have too. I totally would have made the call they did. He's sketchy as fuck, they don't know anything about him, he talks about money right away. He wasn't really thinking, about how it would scare these people who don't have a lot of money if I immediately brought up money. Even though they don't haggle him. He moves his price down and it still scared them. Maybe, I don't know, it was a couple episodes ago. But I would have made the same call, and then they go to the other lawyer, and Nas pisses her off. Now, was Nas wrong without taking the deal? Absolutely not, he's innocent. Is he going to get off? I'm assuming not. He's an innocent character. He is. As far as we know, we don't know what happened in that time. But as far as I can tell, and as much as I trusted Nas as a character, I'm buying that he's innocent. I don't trust the victim's stepdad motherfucker too much. He's sketchy as shit. I think she's sketchy as shit. She carried a lot of, drugs. Not that I'm against people doing drugs, but she definitely wasn't Nasir. She wasn't just a college kid wanting to go to his first real party. No, she just, kind of fucking hangs. She liked her drugs, and she's just gonna bang around a Pakistani guy who gave her a ride. That's cool. He wasn't really charming, but, what I'm saying is we still don't really know a lot of her backstory, and she strikes me as having a checkered past, and I don't trust the stepdad yet. So if I still don't buy that he did it. So, even though it's against his best interests, it's the right thing that he's not going for the manslaughter. And it's the right thing that he's going innocent. Is it dumb or not guilty? Is it dumb? Yeah, it's dumb. But it is correct. It is the right way to go. And you gotta applaud the guy for that. And he finally told everyone the story, and they're like, so you don't remember what happened? No. So you didn't kill her? No. Well, then we can't give you manslaughter, you idiot. And then she's like, all right, thanks for fucking the trial. Peace. And then the lawyer bounces. So hopefully they go back to Stone. Or maybe they already did, but hopefully they figure that out. Because I really want I want the murderer to become the justice. Whoever it is. If it is him, it sucks. And then it probably should have been manslaughter. But also, because he was pretty much messed up. Let's talk about the first episode again. Oh my god, that first episode's so good with the knife, stab, and then she cuts her hand right before they start kissing. God, that was such a hauntingly beautiful, beautiful first episode. And I'm still in awe of this show. Now, what do I feel about the first episode? I'm going to do this as the first time I think I've done it, even in our Game of Thrones reviews. I'm going to give the first episode a 5 out of 5. 5 fingers out of 5 fingers for first episode. And then everything up to now, I'm still going to be insane. I'm going to be giving this a 4.9. It deserves it out of 5. It deserves it. There's small little problems, pacing-wise, kind of slow. But this show is great, and I can't wait. Now, I'll be remiss if I don't bring up, I got it right here. This show is based off of, I believe it's called Criminal Justice, I believe is what this show is based off of. It was a British show. I'm not going to get it right now. It was based off a British show, and apparently you can watch it, and apparently it's pretty close, and there are some differences. I'm so enthralled of this. I don't want to know what's going to happen. I don't want to watch this British show, and I don't want it to be ruined. Yeah, I'm going to finish this show. And then I'm probably going to seek this out, because if the show made in Britain is anywhere near as good as this, I can't wait to see it. But now, biggest negatives, kind of slow. Small negative. Slow, not hard to follow. Very great direct plot. Everything's pretty story-wise. It is super easy to follow and still super good. And the directing choices and the camera shots and cinematography choices are just hands down some of the best I've seen on TV for a long time. I've had more joy watching these 4 episodes than I did the entire last season of Game of Thrones. And I really enjoyed the entire last season of Game of Thrones, but I'm really loving this show. Okay, Sweet. I got all that done. I hope you guys got something out of this. Tell me what you thought if you've seen this show. Tell me what you thought. I want to start discussion because I don't know anyone else who's watching this. And I want to chat with people about it because I've been loving it. So, can't wait to watch episodes 5 through 8. And I hope that this goes like True Detective style and we get an entire next season that's a completely different murder with 100% different actors, maybe just like John Turturro's in a little bit. That would be so cool. I want that. I want this to be the next True Detective because this show is awesome. And it's so, okay, and it's not a grand scale, like, it's not a giant spectacle like Game of Thrones. It's this little composed story with real characters who make tons of mistakes. Loving it. Alright, that's all. Be sure to like and subscribe. Can't wait to watch more of this show. Can't wait to talk to you guys about it and tell me what you thought of it. Bye!